Yo, what is going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clockmaster. Right now, I'm going to be reviewing for you King Arthur: Legend of the Sword. Alrighty, guys, before I get into this review, I just want to let you guys know that I made a Snapchat officially. I know a couple of you guys had asked me previously numerous times if I had one, and I finally made one for the channel. So if you guys want to add me on Snapchat, I'll post a little thingy right here for you to, scan it or whatever. So make sure you guys do that if you want to do that. Alright, guys, let's get into this review. So this movie follows Arthur, played by Charlie Hunnam, on his journey of him not knowing exactly who he is, where he's from, what he is, and what is his true calling. But all that is about to change when the evil king Vortigern, who is sucked over by power, is ramping up a whole bunch of people to try to find out exactly who can pull out this Excalibur sword. Now that in a lump sum is pretty much the gist of the storyline and everything like that, and I'll get more into the story as we talk about this later, but let's get into some of my positives and negatives about this film. So overall, guys, I really, I found it was okay. I really liked it. I didn't really hate the film, but I didn't really love it. I really liked it, but not for the reasons you think. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why I liked it. I liked it simply because of the action and the little, the nice camera work, cinematography factors only. That is the only reason I like this. Plus Astrid Burgess. But besides all that, man, I really loved how this movie was shot. I loved the overall tone. I loved the overall feeling. Everything about how it looked was right to me. The CGI, when they used it, wasn't cluttered to me personally. I saw this in 3D, and I thought for a 3D film, normally when you're watching 3D, a lot like real D3, not IMAX, regular 3D, and you're seeing a lot of action sequences. Sometimes they're really jumbled up, and especially for biggest example like Batman vs Superman or Gods of Egypt, or some of those movies that really had really high intense action sequences were really cluttered and hard to see with the 3D glasses on. But this film, actually, I really found my 3D watching experience pretty satisfying, as far as it was easy on the eyes. I didn't leave with a headache. I can see everything properly. Normally, I don't feel like I'm part of a movie when I watch 3D sometimes, because I just got so used to seeing so many 3D films. But after watching this, there were certain things that popped out that I was like, whoa, I haven't felt this way in a long time. I haven't felt like this thing's actually coming out of me in a long time. So I really enjoyed how it just looked, and everything was seamless to me. This film was also directed by Guy Ritchie. If you guys don't know Guy Ritchie did Sherlock and Sherlock Holmes 2, starring Robert Downey Jr. He also did The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and a couple of other films, but I know him from Sherlock. And I think as far as how this, like I said again, how this film looked, cinematography, visual effects, all that kind of stuff, action sequences, everything, all of that, he did a great job with that. I mean, some of the action in this film is outrageous on screen. Like, I love the style. The filming style is just something I really, really grabbed towards. Like, I love, and they even had scenes that look like if some of these people were on GoPros, and it was just like amazing sequences that were just very satisfying to watch. There's specifically two scenes, one scene in the third act and one right before it, that was really good to see on screen. Now, as for the performances of each actor, I think Charlie Hunnam did a pretty okay job. I'm not too familiar with his work. I think he did Sons of Anarchy. I could be wrong. I think he was involved in Sons of Anarchy. I could be wrong with that, but I'm not too familiar with his work. But from what I've seen what he did in this film, he was a likable character. All right, he was the guy that, the suave kind of guy, of the town that everybody really liked in a way, or either really liked him or either really hated him. Either one of the two. But he's just proud of himself, cares about caring person, that kind of guy. I think he did a great job at representing that type of character. Djimon Hounsou, I think he did a great job being a supporting character. Normally, he doesn't survive so long in a lot of films, but I think he, for his acting game has really been doing really well the last couple of years. So he's been doing a pretty good job. Jude Law, of all people, really did a fantastic. I mean, he does normally does a really good job either way, playing the antagonist of the story. He did a very good job, man. A lot of other cast members did a pretty okay job. I was not dissatisfied or unpleased with the acting in this film. It was pretty okay. Now that I got all my good stuff out the way, all the things I like, let's get into some of the things I did not like. And I think what I didn't like kind of really outweighs more what I actually liked about the film. And I would say this, what I didn't like simply was the story. I just did not like the story. I didn't like how it was written, and I know this is like a new adaptation of an original King Arthur story. I know they did a film before this one, I believe. I know it's like a new adaptation to it. I just didn't like how the story was executed, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't like how it was executed. I don't think Guy Ritchie did a good job at actually explaining the story in a way. There were just certain parts that just seemed really sporadic and random and just all over the place. Like, certain parts just felt really, really all over the place. And that was probably my biggest thing that would make me say that I didn't love it as much, but I didn't hate it. Like, I'm in that between the meh, like I liked it, like I really liked it, but I didn't really hate it, that kind of thing. I'm in between there because of this, that story didn't really grasp me in a way where it's, memorable for me. Now, when I was watching it, there were certain parts where I just completely fell off the grid, where I didn't get bored, don't get me wrong. This movie, I normally get the large popcorn from AMC with some M&Ms and everything, and I normally get that when I go, and I didn't even finish that popcorn halfway because I'm like trying to focus on this film. Like, I'm trying to look at every single piece of this film to try to understand it, and I just got so confused at certain parts. Normally I don't get that confused with certain films, but this one I got really, really confused at certain parts. I just didn't understand it. Now, if you're talking about the movie The Circle, I didn't need to pay attention for that. I finished that whole bucket of popcorn because that movie was just so uninteresting. But this movie, I was really focusing on certain things that I just couldn't get. Like, I just didn't get it. So I was actually talking to Cody Leach, and I'm supposed to be doing a spoiler review with Cody Leach on this film. I was talking to Cody Leach earlier, and I was telling him, I was like, I think I may have to watch this a couple more times to see if I actually really love the film. You know what I'm saying? Or if I actually really hate it. I mean, that point where I liked it, like I said, I liked it, but I didn't really hate it either. So I'm right there. But all in all, guys, film was pretty okay. Like I said, the main highlight for me was the cinematography, the action sequences, and all that stuff was done very well. Love the camera work, love the tone, love the feel. I think the pacing was okay-ish. There were certain parts that were just like, why is this happening? You know what I'm saying? And then there's other parts where it was okay. So, hit or miss for me. So I'm gonna actually, on a scale of 1 to 10, actually I would rate this more like a 6.5 out of 10. And then if I was gonna grade it in letters, I would probably give this like a C+. Or C+ or B-. C+, really, more C+. Just simply for the facts again, action was good. To me, story was not. Anyways, guys, you let me know if you have seen this movie, spoiler free, of course. Leave your comments down below and everything like that. Are you interested in watching? If you are going to watch it this weekend, let me know. And then after you watch it in the spoiler review, let me know what you think about it. I think if you enjoy those kind of stories, these kind of medieval kind of thing, if you really like those types of movies and those types of stories, I think you'll enjoy this film. If you have a better way of understanding certain things that I do, then I'm pretty sure you'll have no problem with this film and leave pretty satisfied, So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, leave your comments down below, subscribe if you are new, add me on Snapchat and all that cool jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this one. Clockmaster out.